Hi, this is Aly Harte. Used to be How to Build a Creative Business, is now called Aly Harte Podcast. I am actually really nervous. I don't know why. I'm on my living room floor as I record this. I'm recording it on Zoom. I'm also recording it on my phone because there's so many channels. And if I'm going to explain to you about my life and about what I do, I guess I have to be pretty honest and transparent about that. The nice thing is, if you're listening to this on audio, great. Sorry that the quality is not the best because with the laptop, I know I can't use my good mic. So there is just so many moving parts. Also, my kids use my mic for their gaming. So like, don't be so daft, Mom. You can't have my mic. My paintings are behind me, so that's really fun to see. Actually, you might not get to see that if you're on the phone, but whatever. We're here now, and I thought I would come back with my thoughts about the podcast and also about the big thing that women, me included, don't talk about all the time on anywhere really, in terms of I'm a mum. I have three boys. I am 16 years a mum next week, and I'm 16 years in business this year. So that shows you that I have been doing this since I've become a mum. And I've always been really strict. I'm in my painting clothes, by the way. Which also doesn't have a great bra insert, so that's another reason why I'm kind of like, anyway, I wear like my favorite clothes but my old clothes for painting. So but it also feels really nice to be speaking to you after I've just been painting because it feels like it's completely grounded in me. I'm also sitting where I did my morning workout, so in terms of me and my businesses, I'm an artist, I am a fitness, a PT, and I'm just recently became a Marathon reformer Pilates instructor. It's official, so that's very cool. But I did my morning workout here, so I feel very grounded in that. But one of the things I want to talk about today, and mostly, is for people who are building businesses. And if you're building a business, you will know if you're a female, and 100% if you're female. How cool is that? So to me, I'm like really proud that my audience is people are people like myself, and that I'm able to serve you as females and build you up because I don't think that I have seen that around, and I've had to really grapple and join associations where there are other females. I've had to take the opinions of males and take from it what worked for me. But for me, being able to champion females who are building a business is particularly amazing. For those people that are here to listen about grief, then you're so welcome as well. My life is founded in grief. I like to say I'm an expert in grief. My dad died when I was 7, so my art has been deep rooted in this sense of loss. And I hope that through paint, I can change the language of loss to show hope and joy. And yeah, so today's topic is the thing that people do not talk about as mothers in business, and that is how much we give up. Um, I don't even need to use the word it goes without saying that my body is, at the age of 25, became not my own when I became pregnant, which entirely was my choice and decision and my husband's. And I absolutely adore my boys. And this is not to slam motherhood, to look down on the fact that I am a mother, because I never really mentioned it. And it is 100% to build people up and to say that we can do it. It's just you have to let some things go. And the idea of perfectionism is something that controls so many of us. So the one thing that we do not talk about is how much we give up. And this comes off the back of this weekend. I well, last week, my auntie passed away, and we had the funeral on Friday, and then everything started last Tuesday with the fires in California. I'm recording this on the 17th of January. So I'm probably going to be a little bit weepy, or maybe I won't. I've probably been weepy thinking about the podcast. That's the way my art often works as well, is I'm really weepy up until until I bring it out there, and then it's all okay. So, um, a lot of emotions, obviously, as well. And then I had, if you follow me on social media, you will see that I was awarded a residency in Georgia O'Keeffe's, who's an amazing American artist of all time, her ranch in New Mexico. You need to be here for 2 minutes to know that I have been rejected by galleries my whole working life. I have not been awarded residency. So to get this residency, I found out in October that I got it. I put it on social media in December because I thought if I put it there, then I'm going to stick to it. And then once it went live, and my family saw that I was awarded this 3 week residency in New Mexico on the ranch, which is 3 weeks with seven other artists. And you get to delve deep into just what you absolutely love as an artist and what artists practice about. Art is the one thing that is just there for consumption. I heard Tracy Emin say it there recently online. It is the one thing that is back out in the world that doesn't require politics or judgment or gender. And that's my own take, by the way, on what she said. But it is so to be an artist and to be able to be gifted this time to make art and to want to essentially change your little corner of the world through your art. And for me to change the language of loss through art, to be awarded it, amazing. To then realize whenever I spoke to my friends that it's a prestigious award, felt even more amazing. But then once it was out in the open, my family were like, do you think you can do this when your son is doing GCSEs, which is the kind of big exams that our kids do at the age of 16? And the short answer was he'll be fine because, again, if you've been here a while, I am like, I was not academic. I got my GCSEs, I'll tell you that. All I wanted to do was art, as all I ever wanted to do was art. That's all I can remember. I never thought about teaching, or I just maybe thought I would be a teacher because that just felt like that's the way I'll go. But yeah, so I was like, he'll be fine. Then as soon as I said that, I was like, maybe he won't be fine. Maybe I should be here. So fast forward 3 weeks, and I emailed to say, like, could I defer it? So from the beginning, I'd sort of felt a bit iffy about it, not about the exams. I hadn't even thought about exams. Dig deep enough and you'll see that the exams don't matter in my life, right? Like working hard matters. Results, if you need to go a certain way, matter. But I'm pretty opinionated about exams. And but what did matter was my kids. I have three boys. They are 8, 13, and one is just turning 16 next week. So I was like, maybe I can't leave the kids and my husband and go away for that long. And you're literally there. There's no visitors. So it's like me, 3 weeks. How blooming glorious, by the way. Just me consuming all my own art, being in my own worlds. So I had to let them know by January. I asked them if I could defer. They said, yes, sure, you can defer, but you go back into the selection process again. So that depends on the different artists that are applying at the same time as you. That depends on the practice that they do. And yeah, no, I am going to get emotional, but yeah, so I have put my threw my hand in the ring or whatever and said, yes, please. Last night I just emailed and was like, do you know what? Just put me back in there. These are the dates that potentially could work at another time. Um, and I do have faith, so I have to believe that there is something else for me. But I feel real like grief over that, Like I think because my kids are wild, right? And I love them for it. But they're wrestling and messing last night, and I'm like, there we go. I've just given up something else for my kids who don't care. And yeah, so I just had to sit with that. Today feels quite raw. It seems stupid probably for me to cry over not like taking something. But in the interest of serving you and encouraging you, this is the timeline that went through my head. So I was like, great. So I came out of university, got married early. No regrets of that. Adore him. Does my head in. But Then, so yeah, just to give you the timeline. So basically had babies, decided I was going to be, or I was a classroom assistant because I'd specialized in special needs. So fell pregnant when I was a classroom assistant. Classroom assistants are gold. My son now has a classroom assistant, but for me and all the skills and all the money that I'd put into 7 years at art college, I knew I needed to do something with that. And for a lot of people, often it is like a stopgap. So I fell pregnant, had my baby, but then was like, oh, like I'm watching the Molly May documentary if you're in the UK, and she had said something about like all of a sudden I was like, like this baby is my everything. So I just poured my life into my kids, and again, emotional. Uh, and like I look back, and Michael and I, we like it's not easy raising kids, being young yourself, all of your friends still enjoying their lives. But your body changes. So for me, it just felt like last night I just had this real feeling when I sent the email about it. I was like, whoa, not to go into gender roles, but it is very clear that I am the one who is like, my body changes, my time changes. I've been doing school runs now for over a decade. And I'm the primary carer. I'm the one who is, making sure there's lunches. I'm the one that, so you just kind of feel like sometimes you're the pouring, the outpouring. And what a gorgeous, privileged position it is to be here and to have my boys and for them to be healthy. But I think it's also okay to acknowledge that in business, as a female, it is us who have to give, sorry about my dog. It is us who give up and who, um, for the majority of the time. So after that emotional pour, I'm just going to stop talking because the dog's annoying me. And you know what? You don't need to hear about it, but I want to encourage you that we all have the feelings that we do. We all have to journey through motherhood. Because we're in it, we've chosen to be in it, and it's a beautiful thing. Like I actually feel now that I have more time with my boys. I'm more aligned with them. We do more things together. Um, but yeah, everything has changed, and these are the things that we don't always talk about. So I'm going to stop there because my dog is just driving me mad. And I have a school pickup today. So I've fake tan on, that's why I'm so shiny. If you're in the thick of it, just know that you cannot do all the things all the time. So for me, I've just quietened down a little in different projects so that I can make dinners, so that I can pass over. Like last night, my husband made dinner, and I know it sounds so like backward, like I'm just like finally getting there, but you constantly evolve as a couple as well, and you constantly evolve in business. And those are the things that are kind of the business side is like manageable, it's data informed. But with your kids, we're not going to know how they're going to do until they're way past like whenever we're not even here. So I want to put in the groundwork now with my kids. So that is why I said no to the residency, and let me know if this resonates with you. But sorry for the tears. And if you're listening in California, I know I have so many people in the States who listen now, and sending you love if you're in California. We're just constantly in contact with our friends, and new things are happening all the time, and it's just the fires are frightening. So yeah, welcome back to my audience. But this is it. This is transparency at its best. And I love what I do. I absolutely adore both of my businesses. I do think with the art, so many opportunities come up, and I just have to decide, like I would be if I didn't have kids. And this is what I have to remind myself, and for you too. If I did not have that, would I even have applied for this opportunity? Probably not. So I'm so thankful for the drive they give me, and that's why I do it. That's why I show up. And that is why I kind of remind them, I'm like, on paper, lads, like mom works like a few half days a week. and she's still doing better than dad, who's in full-time employment. So not that to get the sly in there, but every now and then I like to remind them because kids are kids don't care. So maybe they'll just be able to ream it off about me in years to come. So thank you for listening. Have a blessed day wherever you are, and just keep going in your business. And what I'm doing all of this to say is you move the needle a little bit. Every day you move the needle a little bit. You give yourself grace and you move the needle a little bit. It doesn't need to be a massive bit. It needs to be a little bit. If your kids need fed, if your kids are sick, if you need to do a pickup, we just do what we can. Thanks for listening.